Hi, I'm Bill McCREARY, and once again, it's wonderful to be with my, I call him friend now, because we really gotten to know one another a little better, Mr. Haith. And not only is he author, he is an entrepreneur, he is a writer, and is a wonderful person. And the book that you've written, called, of course, Growing Up Laughing with Eddie Murphy, is marvelous. But what follows the book? What usually follows is a movie. Is the movie on the way?
Well, I was approached by a good friend of mine, Eugene Schneiderman, a businessman, and he asked me if I was interested in making my book into a movie and that he could secure the financing to do so. And so I said, sure, I already have the script written, as we talked about earlier. And so he looked at it and said, this is great. And what we like to do is start a book tour to promote the movie. So we're currently on a book tour nationwide to promote the movie because the movie is based on my book, and getting a great response from it.
Tell us now about the casting of the film. And are you going to be playing yourself, or you have anything to do in the movie itself?
Yeah, the movie is based on the format of the Jackson's American Dream, in which there's sets of child actors playing us. We actually don't play any of the parts ourselves. I actually play a mechanic in the neighborhood named Rolando. A lot of my fans and family friends may remember Rolando. He operated the gas station on the corner of Nassau Road and Park Avenue there in Uniondale, and he used to fix everybody's car. So I'm actually playing Rolando, but none of us are actually playing ourselves in the film. Mm-hmm.
Now, what ages will your characters be portrayed in this film?
Yeah, the movie will start out in our childhood. Eddie's 10, I'm 12, and Charlie's 11 when the film starts, and it goes all the way up until I think when we're 21. To that point, it's actually to the point in which Eddie gets Saturday Night Live. That's the time span of the film.
Now, what are some of the highlights you'll be portraying in this film?
Wow, there's so many of them, but what comes to mind immediately is a scene in which we go on vacation, and it's a family vacation, and we go up to Newburgh, New York, actually, and Eddie's mom rents the house, and we're up there with one of Eddie's other aunts, and we're in the house, and we start smelling gas in the house, and while we're outside playing football, we keep hearing his mom say, "Oh, I smell gas in the house," whatever. So we don't pay any attention. So later on that evening, we're trying to watch the Jets-Giants play an exhibition football game on a black and white television, many people might remember, with the rabbit ears. And we have aluminum foil because we're so far upstate, and hangers, and we're trying to get reception. And she finally says, while we're doing all this, she finally says, "I'm going to call Mr. Smith and have him come over here and, see, where this gas smell is coming from." So she calls him. So a few minutes later, a little short gentleman comes over with the little glasses, and he has scraggly hair sticking out the side of his baseball cap, and a scraggly mustache and big eyebrows. And he comes and he's like, "What's the matter?" So she says, "Mr. Brown, I've been smelling gas all day." And you have to keep in mind now that we had opened the basement door to go downstairs. Then the basement was like no lights, and it was like a dirt floor, and it was like dark in the daytime. Well, when this gentleman came over, it was dark outside, and so he comes over and he says, "Oh, I think I know what it is." He opens the door and just goes down into the basement and closes the door behind him, and there's no light or anything. So we're sitting there and we're watching the football game, Charlie, Eddie, and I, and not 2 or 3 minutes later, there's a tremendous explosion, boom, and the floor actually ripples under our feet. And so we're like, "What was that?" So we all jump up and we look, and there's actually black smoke coming out from under the bottom of the door to the basement. So we run over to the door, and as we run over to the door opens, and Mr. Smith comes out, and he's like, his clothes are on fire. His smoke is coming off his clothes, and it was an explosion that singed all the hair off his face. It blew his hat off, his glasses, or whatever. So he had no hair on his face, and smoke is like coming. It was like a cartoon where smoke and fire was coming off of us. He was like, "That daggone furnace!" And we said, "Are you all right?" He said, I'm all right, that daggone furnace. And as soon as he said that he was all right, we all just fell out on the floor and laughed for, a half hour. Even he fell out on the floor laughing for like a half an hour. So it was, quite an experience, and it's something that I'm looking forward to depicting on film, on tape.
Boy,
yeah.
And would you mind telling us about the casting process?
Well, we have two casting agents. West Coast is Pamela Staten Casting in Los Angeles. Pamela's a very good friend of mine, and integral part of the casting process for the major roles. And then my acting school, Weiss Barron Ryan of Atlantic City, is actually doing the East Coast casting, and that's Ursula and Stephanie Ryan over at Weiss Barron. And Ursula is actually my stage mother. I graduated from Weiss Barron way back in like 1986, and she's been behind me. Her and Stephanie have been behind me my whole career, and anything that I wanted to do, they've given me full support. So I'm blessed in that way. And then further, we've gone ahead and created our own studio brand, which is Mastermind Mix Entertainment. And it's an umbrella for Mastermind Mix Motion Pictures and Mastermind Mix Records, which is Mastermind Mix Records / Cataclysmic Records. And so through that process, we'll be looking for children from the age of 10 to young adults to 21, and, men and women. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for some unknown talent to be seen.
Well, you're already an author, and with the movie, of course, that may be something that's going to take you another step in the direction of directing or making movies. That's always the possibility. It opens up that gap for you.
Absolutely. We have a very deep grid and slate at Haith Productions, both on the TV and the film side. So we're definitely looking forward to doing some other movies as well right behind this.
It certainly has been a pleasure doing the interview with you. It's always a wonderful thing when I have a person that I can talk to who has a lot to talk about. That makes the interview much easier. And I want to say that you made this a very easy interview. I want to wish you the best with your career as an author, a movie maker, and a wonderful person to know that says, if I know, I'm going to teach. If I don't know, I'm going to learn. And I'm going to reach one and teach one. The best to you.
Thank you so much, Bill. I really appreciate that. And I think this is a privilege and an honor to be interviewed by a broadcasting legend. And I mean that in all sincerity. The things that you've accomplished in your career are pretty much unparalleled. And I just feel very fortunate that I'm sitting here today being interviewed with you. And it's one of the pinnacles of my career. And I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.